Hi, welcome to the second installment of the Inner Circle. For you first-timers, the Inner Circle is a brief show where we have the cast and crew of District 13, and we do interviews, behind-the-scenes, bloopers, fun stuff like that. Spoiler alert, this takes place after episode 6 of season 1, so if you haven't seen up to that, watch now. Good. On this episode, we're going to have John Rifici and Coleton Rivera, this time discussing their role in front of the camera as opposed to behind the camera, which should be good. And we also have producer and creator Dustin Detore, who'll be discussing episode 6 and the new characters and stuff that are going on. I'm Greg Chance. Unfortunately, I'll be hosting again. Liam Neeson still hasn't returned our call. We assume his phone has been taken, and he will find it, and he will kill it. But until then, you got me. All that and more on the Inner Circle. Alrighty then, I am here with producer and creator and actor and a lot of things in District 13, Dustin Detore.
That is I.
That is him. The first thing I want to know is, how did you come up with the idea for episode 6?
Well, we did have the idea that Alex was going to be getting shot in the previous episode, which hopefully everybody has caught up on that, and they were hopefully happy to see that she survived it. So that gave us part of the groundwork was dealing with that. It was a way to bring Chris and Alex's characters closer together. And in talking about that and coming up with this, we liked how it put a strain on Chris and Jessica's relationship. Because as you remember, he's spending all this time consoling her and he's ignoring Jessica. But he's ignoring her because he wants to keep her safe from the things he's investigating. And she doesn't know what to think. Like, he's not the type to want to cheat, so she's not really sure what's going on. And then the other part of the episode was the organized crime situation that we had with the Romano family. And that came from, very simply, we really wanted to do something with organized crime on the show. I think that any show that does law enforcement, that's one of the big things that come up in it.
It is.
And yeah, it was like finding, how does something like that transcribe into the world of District 13?
That must have been very difficult.
It was at first because we wanted to decide what type of organized crime it was going to be. Like, we settled on them being humans, but I mean, they could have been any type of paranormal, and that would have drastically changed what they were like. Mm-hmm. So we ended up with doing the Romano family, which is an all-human family that dislikes paranormals and wants them out of their town.
Okay. So, John Rifici, Mammon. Where did that come from?
Well, we base a lot of the demon characters on actual demons and beings from folklore, mythology, from religions, from all different types of sources that we can. And Mammon was no different. He is described as the personification of greed, and sometimes as one of the 7 princes of hell by different demonologists. One in particular that we have followed was putting each demon with one of the 7 deadly sins. That's where we looked at some of the original ideas for Princes of Hell and former Princes of Hell. And Mammon's name is on that list, and he is associated with greed. So, going from there, we kind of started to develop what his personality was going to be like. And then I decided to do him green, like money, and like with silver eyes and silver claws, because they're also reminiscent of money and wealth.
It's very deep. I didn't even notice that.
Yeah, that's where the color scheme for him came from. And when we started talking about the organized crime idea, we liked the idea of him being like in some sort of like entrepreneurship, or like we made him the head of an entertainment company, an electronics company, so he's like a business mogul, and he's like at the top of his game with greed, and everything. And at first I didn't really know what he was going to be like. The very first scene he's in is written, it talks a lot about greed itself, and so that's what I focused on, was just talking about different viewpoints on the subject of greed and how he kind of sees it as a positive type, as opposed to being negative or sinful, which is just how the character would naturally think of it.
Yeah, of course, that's who he is.
So things really changed when we got to John Rifici. I remember he had just started doing his scenes as Ryan Daniels for episode 2, and he was a great asset to the set, so we knew we were going to keep him with us for things behind the scenes, but he was a very good actor, as I was getting to see more and more of, and I wanted to give him something more. And Darcy and I knew we were going to be introducing one of the Princes of Hell, and we had some ideas laid out for each one. And then I kind of looked at John Rifici, and then I tried to think of some parts, and then I came up with offering the part of Mammon. And I can remember I told it to him as he was leaving one day. Like, I was like, by the way, I really want you to be this really powerful demon and everything, but I'll tell you about it next week.
Gave him a little cliffhanger.
I did. Life is like a TV show sometimes, I guess. And so he took that night and he read up on Mammon. He went on Wikipedia, which is where everybody starts. And then he branched off to, I don't know what kind of sources he looked at specifically, but he was messaging me about it, and he had looked at a lot. Like, a lot of the things that I had read, he had read, and he was really interested in it. Had no idea what the character was going to be like when it actually hit the screens. The day that John came over, the first day of shooting, the very first scene that we did was in the squadron, the scene where he meets Vince. That was the first day, and John had a really bad cold, and his throat was all, like, hoarse and gravelly. And that's part of where the Mammon voice came from, but it kind of just came out of him. Like, we read it over and everything, and then he was about to do a take, and then he just goes, and this character just kind of came out of nowhere, and I don't know where he came up with this way, but I think I really liked it as soon as he did it. And as soon as he did that scene, it's like, okay, now I know who Mammon is, as soon as I watch the scene. Like, that's one of the great things about this, is when you get a good actor and you give them some material, you give them like 50% of it, and then they give you 50% of it.
And it makes the part, yeah. Quick interjection. You said that each of the Princes of Hell is a deadly sin. What are you?
Interestingly, Samael's not included in those lists.
Okay.
And the image, the list that we were modeling it off of, Lucifer's also in that list, and he's put up there with Pride, which already goes
very much see that
goes well with his character. And then there's a couple other ones, for lust, for envy, for gluttony, and all that. There's actually Lucifer and Satan are put on the list that I looked at as two different entities, but for the purposes of this show, we wanted it to be more where Satan is a term that could apply to almost any demon, because it as meaning an adversary, which in this case an adversary to God would be any demon, and it's a way for them to use a name. Because it's the first name most people think of to refer to demon that appears in front of them as being Satan.
Yeah.
And that's why, using that term can account for any one of them, and it also keeps their identity safe, so they can't be caught in a binding spell or something like that if you don't know the demon's name. So they kind of adopted that. So taking that name out of the list, we kind of inserted Samael into that list instead. And just because I'm saying this doesn't mean that we're dedicating 100% to that list. That just means that was our starting point, and that's where when we see those demons, we do associate those sins with them. So, if anyone's interested in this, I highly recommend looking it up. You can, finding the 7 Princes of Hell.
Interesting shit.
It's good for kids.
Oh, definitely. I recommend it. I did notice anytime you appear, you avoid saying your name.
Mm-hmm.
All right, getting back on track, Johnny Romano, Coleton Rivera.
Mm-hmm.
Where did the idea, I know you want to do organized crime, you want him to be a human, but where did Johnny Romano come from?
Well, the character came first, in this case, and I think that we stayed pretty close to the original material of it. Not that Colt didn't do a good job, just that he did exactly what it needed.
Okay.
And it's also, and Colt knew this going into it, it was only a 1-episode part. It's not a developing part like Mammon's part was. So he kind of had to put his all into one episode, so he didn't have to think ahead too far. So he could focus on the material that he was given, and we worked together pretty well on it. A lot of his scenes were actually ad-libbed, believe it or not. Okay. All the scenes in the warehouse, post-fight scene and everything, John Rifici and Colton completely ad-libbed most of that entire thing.
Really?
Yes. I remember the night that we did it, I wasn't sure if we were going to film a fight scene or not. Because fight scenes for us are a big deal. There's always a safety issue. You got to make sure they look good. People know what they're doing. People can handle the moves. There's enough time to plan it on our schedule, which is chaos.
John was in makeup that night too. Right?
And John was in makeup that night, so I wasn't sure we were actually going to do it. And then we ended up going forward with it. I decided that we'll also show him being arrested, because originally it wasn't shown in the script.
Okay.
So since there wasn't a script, we kind of did it system style, and we were kind of let's make it up as we go and see what happens.
Which usually worked pretty good.
I would say it did. I think they had the most fun doing that scene, and that's the great thing about having wonderful actors like John and Colton, is they can take a scene and they know what you want and they know what they want, and then it works so well together.
All right, so what's in store next? What's coming up next after episode 6?
Well, without giving anything away, I can say you're going to see more of this ritual that's been developing. It's where you saw it first at the Tarashenko house, which involved the werewolves with pure blood, and Alex's boyfriend Adam Romanoff was taken as another sacrifice in that, and Alex almost didn't survive that ordeal herself. You will definitely see more of that, and as you saw at the end of the episode, Leon Hightower and Dahlia Blackstone had purchased angelic weaponry from the Courier, and that's definitely going to be explored in the next episodes to come, and I think that's all I can say. But be excited. The next couple episodes that finish off the season you're gonna see a lot more of what you saw in episode 6.
All right, you heard it here, and now you lucky ducks get to see some bloopers from us.
Lucky ducks. God.
You have your click down.
Oh, it's so anticlimactic.
Action.
Do it again.
Action.
You keep going higher every time.
Oh, I'm sorry. I need to be lower. Okay.
Keep your
Yeah,
hands a little
My
lower.
bad.
Ready, and action.
God damn it!
Too
Hi.
low.
Too low.
Did you put traits on the altar? Is that why she's attacking?
Yes, that's where I put them. Bloopers. So okay.
Well, I mean, like if she like puts one leg up, it's okay.
Strange, just plain brutal and occult killings. That part of town just attracts all this. Stop doing that. He's starting to giggle. Actually, people just seem to go missing there all the time. I mean, I'm really bad at this right now. I'm really sorry.
Okay.
My memory is completely done. They have these strange, just plain brutal and occult killings. People just... Son of a bitch! Wait. Keep giggling, I'm sorry. What?
Your face. That's a
Your
lot.
face.
1 second.
Do the overly attached girlfriend face.
Yeah.
Or I'll be fine. They're just ghost stories.
Yeah, exactly. Right there.
That's right.
It'll be easy
Okay.
to get.
It's gonna be worth your wait. Right? Done? Cut?
Wait.
Cut? Is that a
I
cut?
hope you're all ready.
I did say that.
Oh, you did? Okay.
Yeah, wait.
Okay, back it up anyway.
We didn't call action yet.
Well, you said. Wait, that was good. That was the whole line.
Relax.
It's gonna be worth your wait. No, fuck. I hope you're ready. Yeah. Ah, let's go. Get it. All right, we're done. Is that it?
I just cut. That was great.
Is that it? Are we good?
Yeah, I'm erect. Okay, you ready for the next part? I cut.
You did not say that.
Oh,
No.
that was.
Baby, you want that? You want that in your butt?
And action.
Wait, can you do that again? I'm sorry. You were in so fast. Oh my god. So how was your first day? Or no, god damn it.
That's okay. We're still rolling.
I ruined the pizza.
It's okay, because it's going to be close up on you, so it's cool. Pick it
It's
up.
okay. Just start from when you picked it up.
Okay. I didn't know you were still gonna be there. Okay.
That's okay.
Well, you definitely don't have any bruise, or you definitely. God damn it!
We're good.
I told you we weren't ready. I wasn't ready.
We're good.
Of course not. Everyone loves that. How are things?
Yes. I remember that.
I never thought he had choices. Oh, God, what is it with me with this line? I never...
Detective
Esposito.
Esposito. We get... Detective...
Esposito.
Detective...
I feel a little better.
No.
Yeah.
I have a business to run.
Oh, god damn you. Me, not you. Sorry.
I don't know. Am I his babysitter?
I hate you guys. You're so good.
I know this is difficult, but do you mind if I ask you a few questions about your son?
Oh. I'm standing here waiting for you to ask me a question. Do it again. Sorry about that.
So tell me about the relationship between your sons. They get along all right?
We got along just fine. I prepared a special shit. Michael, get it right! When are you gonna tell me that Dad was gonna give you the store?
You know what? You fucking. This family's horseshit.
We worked so hard on this store to keep this family together.
Fuck the family. Fuck your store. Eat it. Eat it all. You know what? Fucking eat it, man. Just eat the whole family. Dad fucking despises your fucking blood. He hates you. You're never his son. He says that you're some other fuck. Dad does love me more because I'm his better half.
You're married to Dad?
Because you're just a big screw up.
Oh, what? Why did you kick it? John.
Okay, I now have John Rifici and Coleton Rivera. Did I say your last name right?
You did. Congratulations for the first time.
Oh, thanks, buddy.
It's pronounced number 6.
Yeah, you're right.
John number 6 or Sace, depending on where
Yeah,
you're from.
yeah, you're right. Whoever's watching.
We cater to all demographics here.
We try to anyway.
That's right.
I'm going to be talking to them about their acting experience on District 13. Their real acting, their real characters. Mammon, Donnie Romano, and the Wendigo.
Yeah.
You did the Wendigo first.
I did.
Should have done that last time, but I didn't. Mammon, what was it like with your character?
Okay. Are we talking about for the most part? Like, are we talking about like a general census of this? Because like I think you and I can both. I don't want to say agree, but like.
I'm sure we will.
There was a scene where. All right, so I'll just talk about Mammon's makeup in general.
Yeah,
right?
we'll get there.
Mammon's makeup in general is, I don't want to say it's a very long process, because it's really not. It's our makeup person, Lex. She is very professional with it, and she's great, and she's very efficient, and so on and so forth, and I could talk all day about how great she is, but it's kind of a little bit grueling, because you have to sit in a chair and this and that, and like other actors can vouch for that. What I really want to talk about is there's this fight scene between his character and my character. I've got a headband on, it's crushing my skull, I got makeup, I got nails, I can't make a fist, and we had to do a fight scene.
Alright, well, let's see if that's okay. Can we talk about that? Okay. Tell me about your fight scene, which you two choreographed yourself. That was not really directed, that was you guys doing that yourself.
Yeah, I was just doing
It was kind of like on a whim, and I kind of took over as the pseudo choreographer for stunts. Like in the show, it started with the fight scene with actually my brother at the beginning of that episode. But when it came to doing this...
Yeah, we knew it was going to happen. It's just like we didn't know what was going to happen during it.
It was on paper as fight.
Yeah.
And then you just kind of bring it.
And then the next line was like the resolution.
Yeah.
You had to get the dialogue in there. I was there that night. It was like 1 in the morning.
He choreographed, I want to say like all of it, like at least 95%.
Yeah, and I mean, sometimes it's not even that hard. It's a lot easier when you're able to get to the scene early, see what kind of space and what items and like environment you're working with, and you can kind of choreograph the fight scene to just make it seem natural. You don't even have to like try freaking like strike, jab, block, dodge, roll over here. Like you can kind of just do what would feel natural in that sense.
It was a bitch for me, man.
Yeah.
My skull's being crushed. I can't make a fist because I got nails. Like, I'm covered in makeup.
Fight with a dagger.
I'm fighting with a dagger. I don't know. I've never wielded a dagger. So, and like on top of that, like I'm in a full-on suit with like a flak jacket. Like it's just like what I was.
And that like also goes into the whole choreographing of it. Is that like
hopefully
since you're doing like a supernatural show,
Right.
it's like he's a demon, I'm just a regular old Joe.
Yeah.
Like, he's way overpowered, but I do have the means to harm him.
Yeah.
And you have to kind of factor in that like I'm not going to be able to go toe to toe with him, so I'm trying to get the upper hand by any means necessary. Try like distractions, try underhanded like jabs, or like trying to distract him and then hit him. It kind of like it just came naturally though. You picked it up like really well. You were able to just go with it.
Yeah, well, I mean, like I've done fight scenes before, but like that, I will admit that was the most challenging because I had so much going on like in here. Because I'm just like I can't break a nail, I can't move the wig.
First time you had to say that.
I don't. Yeah, right. I don't want to break a nail. I don't want to mess up my hair. But like
there's keep getting makeup reapplied.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And there's horns. There was just so much. Yeah, how are the horns? How was the
You're
money
very
maker?
fragile. You gotta beat the shit out of somebody.
Hold my horns.
Hold my But it was a pain in the ass. It came out really well, at least from what I recall.
From what I've seen, it translated like phenomenally well.
I want to say like, and like this is not me tooting our own horn, but like I want to say it was one of the better fight scenes, quite honestly.
I think episode 6 in general, I'm gonna sound like an a-hole saying this, but I mean, it's my episode.
Yeah.
But it starts off with like me and my brother, me and him did that. We actually, with that scene, we were able to choreograph beforehand what we were generally going to do, and then when we got into the scene, it just made it that much easier. And we tried like table jumps, and we actually brought out the freaking like wrestling mats and padded some landings and stuff.
Really?
That was just really really fun. But the choreographed scenes between that and your fight, it kind of just came naturally. It wasn't.
I feel like your fight with your brother was like a little bit more, like easier. I would say easier.
Well, I mean, yeah, we also had like.
You have preparation.
Yeah.
I just showed up one day. I was like, "Oh, we're doing a fight. Okay, cool."
And that's the tough part sometimes too. Is like being able to do something like in your head and then training somebody else to do it, because some people are more receptive to like your input than others.
Right.
And some can actually like make a fight look good, while others it's like a chore to be like,
Yeah.
no, you got to do this.
Yeah.
No, you got to do this.
Yeah. I wasn't that bad.
No,
How was it?
No,
Yeah.
you're fine.
You're
You're
pretty
Yeah?
bad, John. You're pretty
Yeah.
bad.
Yeah.
It was on camera.
No, it was. No, it was all good. I mean, you'll see it in the episode. It looks great.
Hopefully you've already seen it. No spoilers here. So about Mammon, getting backtracking.
Yes.
How, you were just a vampire. You did some lighting, a little bit of directing, camera work.
Yes.
How did you become Mammon? Like, where did it come from? The accent, the makeup. What were the decisions made?
I literally have no idea. I genuinely have no idea. It's just like other actors when like I had I don't want to say research, but like other actors when they're like in an interview or something like that I had just watched on YouTube or something like that, and they're just like, oh, I just got in the costume and it just came to me like Johnny Depp or something like that. It was just like Jack Sparrow came to me. Once I got like I put on the green makeup and I put on the horns and the wig and all that. And I don't know, it just kind of.
It was like the first thing to come up.
Yeah, it just kind of came up. Like I'd been.
Stuck.
Yeah, I had kind of been toying around with like accents and like mannerisms and all that.
You were sick that night.
I was sick 3 nights in a row as Mammon.
That was a long time ago.
I didn't go in there with an idea. I just went in with a general idea. Maybe.
I love your laugh.
Yeah. That was, I don't know what that was. That was a fluke.
Can you do it?
I don't know if I can without the makeup, man. It's just like
it's tough to get into it, man. That's like you have to be in the suit.
Yeah, it's the head.
You can only do it. Christian Bale can only do the Batman voice in the suit.
Dude, yeah, no, it's backwards. It's just like I don't know. I might be. Hold on, let me try. I can't. No, I really can't. It's not there. It's not there. He's not there.
All right, use this. You're green.
Yeah. Oh God, that hurt.
Very nice.
Brilliant.
No, but I don't know. It just kind of came out of nowhere. I guess it's just like when you put on the suit and the makeup, it just happens. You just become that guy. You look at yourself in the mirror and you're like, this is not me. I can do whatever the fuck I want. Who am I? I'm this guy. Okay, that's cool. Fun loving, like doesn't give a shit, can't die. All right, yeah, I'm into that.
Yes. All right, so Coleton, when, all right, okay, all right, so how were you approached about becoming a character besides just your directing and everything else that you did?
Well,
like who came to you and like what was the conversation?
Well, I think it was just after we got done shooting like one scene. Dustin threw this little sidebar comment at me like, how would you be interested in like doing this or having a part more catered towards this? And this is for both the Wendigo and Donnie. The Wendigo, that took like no convincing at all because you didn't see my face. I was just a character in a setting. I didn't have to do much acting or anything like that. But when it came to actually becoming a character like Donnie and getting lines of dialogue and stuff like that, it's a whole nother beast entirely. And
no pun intended.
Yes.
I get it.
And supernatural jokes. It's funny. Get it?
Can we say that?
Copyright.
We'll bleep it.
Yeah. But it didn't take much convincing at all. Like I said, I've had very, very minor, just like acting experience, but I wanted to give it a shot. I wanted to get out there. I wanted to try it, and when I finally like read the script and what it was supposed to be, like, he didn't have to like talk me into it at all. I was all for it. I actually really like villains. I hate the good guys, and I will play a villain whenever I get the chance. So if I ever have the chance to be big bad, Dustin, give me that chance, because I'll freaking take it and run with it.
Did they have a script and a character, or did they just say, or did how much control did you have over who you were?
Like,
I mean, obviously, the name and everything was already picked
actually,
up. But
going into it, I didn't have that much control going into it, because, again, I came into the process a little late, and a lot of this, like, lore and everything, scene and episode-wise, was pretty much planned out. So I was kind of filling in a role that was already created.
Okay.
So with the character itself, I didn't have much like leeway. When I was reading the lines and stuff, I can tweak like stuff here and there, add my own little thing to it. But the character as a whole kind of already had like this certain role he was supposed to fit, and I couldn't like stray too far from it.
Okay. So
rather than creating and becoming this character, it was more like filling a slot. And
you did a lot more than that.
Yeah.
I mean, I appreciate it, but getting into the character originally, that's what it was more like. I didn't have too much creative input on what the character actually became until I was like reading lines and like doing my own thing with it.
On the contrast, I think you had a lot more about your character.
I did. I had a lot more freeway with it. Freedom, yeah, with it, whatever. Dustin, like I had done the part for the vampire, which is in one of the very first episodes, and then he had me on as gaffer, which I showed up, and this and that, and then eventually Dustin Detore, the creator of the show, comes up to me, he's like, hey, how do you feel about playing Mammon? And I'm like, who the fuck is that? And he's like, the demon agreed, and I'm like, okay, cool, what's he like? And he's like, I don't know. And then I show up for the first day. Everything's written out. And then, like, I'm just, like, I take that script. I don't want to say, like, I fudged it. I didn't alter it all that much. I hope I didn't, at least. But I tried to breathe so much more into it than there really was. Like I just wanted to oversaturate it with personality. And
you most certainly did.
Yeah. Because, like, the character was a person who was just completely and utterly free. And you can't, I don't want to say you can't have a director say, like, you gotta bring it back, but, like, you can't be held down as that character. You need to be whatever it is that you need to be in that scene, you know what I mean? And Dustin, he pulls me back. He's just like, this scene is more intense, this is more dramatic, you can't be this jokey. And every time I'm just like, come on, let me tell the dick joke, come on, man.
The character dies in this scene,
yeah.
But I want to laugh.
Exactly, like, that's his character. He's just fun loving, he doesn't care, he just wants to do whatever he wants because he knows he can't die. Yeah.
This is true.
Yeah, this is true.
Until he gets on some shit.
Exactly, and that's honestly that our scene together, as an actor and as the character,
when we're having that like really intense moment where I'm about to kill you, and I'm like, I'm gonna kill you, and you're just like, do it. I'm just like, wait.
Come on.
Like even as an actor, like as me as John Rifici, I'm just like, wait. Like.
So wait, what am I supposed to do? I
Wait,
think
yeah.
Our scenes, like by themselves, allowed for a little bit of just. We were given some free reign.
Oh,
just
absolutely.
able to throw a couple back and forths and see what stuck. Like throw a bunch of ideas at the wall, see what stuck, and a lot of it translated really well to the screen and actually got kept in. So I'm extremely happy at that because it was extremely like fun and like you're extremely easy to work with. Like
you think,
you throw anything at you and you just run with it, especially in the mindset of that character.
It
just
definitely
comes so easily.
Yeah.
How do you think Mammon would have like reacted like in that moment? Because like here is this, you know, immortal being finally. How many humans have you killed? And then you have this guy who actually has a chance to vanquish you. Like you go up against the one person who could beat you.
He was. I don't want to say he was intimidated because like he wasn't, but he was. He saw this guy who had the ability to do it, but he knew he wasn't going to be able to fulfill that. But he saw this guy who was just so convinced that he could. Like as we were doing our fight scene, Mammon's just like, this guy is so fucking convinced that he's gonna kill me.
Mm-hmm.
And even for like a little bit, like as we're playing out the scene, I'm just like, this guy kills me at the end of it. Like, oh my god, this is so upsetting me. I don't want Mammon to die. And then it turns out like Mammon fulfills the prophecy of just like, oh yeah, like no, he's immortal still. Like. I was in turmoil. Like, I was actually really upset.
It was fun to do that, too. Just to, like, portray that
yeah,
like,
dude.
Like, I'm going to win. Like, I have the means to do so, and it's going to happen. You can't stop me.
I don't know how you did that. Like, that messed me up, like, as an actor.
Even
Like,
as
not
the
even...
fight came to an end, just the playful banter between the two.
Yeah.
Like, I'm going to kill you. I was like, come on.
Yeah, just go ahead, do it.
Off.
Yeah.
So do what your friend tells you. Go on,
I had you.
On your leash.
I had you bested. You were losing. You were done. And then, like, I couldn't bring myself to kill you. Also, it was written in the script. But at the same time, like, as...
Damn it, page 8.
But as an actor, I was just like...
You mother...
Why? How can you...
the character, you just want to fulfill what you want to do.
I know. I wanted to stab him in the neck.
And
I couldn't. It was written. I couldn't do it.
You guys are both wonderful. Truly, I really mean that.
Okay.
You're great. But there's other people. How did you guys enjoy interacting with like Dustin? Like when you guys were in the interrogation when they were both going at you.
That would like when I first read that scene. That was the scene I was most looking forward to. We've already had such.
It was a fun scene.
We already had such an easy time, like just with the playful banter back and forth between like the characters, just messing with people and stuff like that. That was one of the scenes I looked forward to the most as the character, and like dealing with Mammon's one thing, but when you deal with a character like Sam, who's more serious and clear cut, like I still as the character have that like cocky attitude and like. You have nothing on me. You can't touch me.
You portrayed that so well.
It's just like you ain't got nothing on me. I ain't scared. Like
I will say I love that scene because like I know it's directly after we had that fight where like Mammon couldn't kill you.
Yeah.
And that really screwed him up.
Yeah. And I was just sitting there still just poking the beast.
Yeah, he just kept poking him. He just kept going. But like afterwards, we're in that interrogation room, and I'm like, I know he's not going to be able to do anything to me. Like as Mammon, this is just me as in my character. I was just like, I know he's not going to be able to do anything to me. I can do anything to him now. Okay, the tables have kind of turned. So I'm going to intimidate him with like rape jokes. And like whenever I felt like. Yeah. But yeah, no, that was fun though. I remember that.
Yeah, and then in the fight scene itself, like going back to the end of the fight where it's like dealing with John Angeloni's character, he's like the owner pulling his dog's leash back, and I'm just like laughing at him the whole time, like, oh, you want the bone? Oh, you want it? You can't get it. You can't get it. Have fun with that. It was funny. It was just really funny.
Yeah. Oh my God. It screwed me up. I'm just like, I'm holding all the cards. You can't do that.
So you are a lot closer to Dustin's character, Sam, your brothers, person of hell, whatever your relationship is. Talk about like you and him, like working with him, interacting with him on camera.
I love it. I absolutely love it because we're so polar opposite.
Yes.
He is very droll and straightforward, whereas Mammon's just more jokey and just like fun-loving, and like I really think it like kind of portray. I don't want to say it portrays, but like you really get this like kind of warm and fuzzy feeling watching them because there's this obvious conflict between the two because they're so opposite, but at the same time like you love watching them together because like they're one and the same. Like they're both moving towards the same general goal. They have
World domination.
World domination, yeah.
Yeah.
But they have this understanding of one another that just like goes back to before time existed. You know what I mean? Like this just
It's like an old thing, but it's still nice to watch.
It's like I'm not even trying to be funny. It's like it's a buddy cop thing where it's just like yeah, it's like they don't get along, but they do in the same sense. They're like the opposite ends of the same coin type thing.
What about John Angeloni? I wish I could say his name.
Say it again.
Vince Esposito.
Vince Esposito. Okay.
How do you enjoy working with John Angeloni?
He's another one that is just like the same kind of general feel as Sam, whereas he is very.
I'd say he's even more clean cut than
He
Sam
is.
would be, because Sam would tend to bend the line back in your favor.
Mhm.
And like if somebody needs to be killed, then whatever, that'll be covered up. And
John's
John's character is just completely against all of it.
Oh yeah, he's a phenomenal fucking actor. I'm just gonna go out there.
You more embrace being a paranormal. He is ashamed of it.
He is. Yeah. You're right.
That's a really good way of putting it.
Yeah,
It's-
actually, that's the
it's
best
a-
way to putting it. Yeah.
The thing is, with your character, no matter who you interact with as an actor on camera, you're always the dominant because no matter what they do, they can't get you. Like at the end of the day, the conflict you win.
Yes and no, because like I still feel like Mammon can be hurt, but not in any way that anyone's been able to understand. Like I feel like Mammon cares a lot more than he portrays, and if somebody ever finds a pressure point, he's done. Like he not that he'll crumble because he'll try to rise to the occasion, but like he still has feelings, and he wouldn't be as jokey and like he would be more droll if he didn't care about things.
Yeah,
much like
I'd
Sam.
be afraid to see Mammon go into the serious role. Like all right,
Exactly. Like if Mammon starts
when
getting
Mammon cuts out the bullshit, then
Last time he
something
got
happened.
all hell will break
We
loose.
Exactly.
lost Atlantis last time.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Pretty angry.
Yeah, exactly. Let me peel off the label.
So let John crack open his 7th tonight.
It's 5th.
And same difference. Thank you for enjoying this wonderful interview with Coleton Rivera and John Rifici. I always forget your last name.
Number 6.
John number 6, Mammon and Donnie, and I'm Leonard. And thanks for watching. And zoom out.
Can we do that again? I was ripping off the label.
Thanks for watching the interview.
The end.
That's it. That's it.
Cut.
Dustin caught it.
That's great. Over. Do it again.
Why?
Just do it.
This is the ass of the Rifici. If you notice, it's perfectly shaped. There's a little bit of a cut in the middle where the penis goes in.
Oh God.
Here's.
Oh wait.
Turn around.
Okay. Oh, I'm sorry, Dad.
There's a little.
You want to show off the
He
front?
calls me Mr. Cosby. It's not as nice without the ass.